I fear all of it. I'm no longer who I was. And seeing the multiple versions of self that I played, I imagine myself at 50, at 60, at 70, and being in a 27-year-old body, going through so many dimensions of time. I fear you. I fear you. I fear you so much. And I want to cry at times because I've been taught to fear you so much that I honor you and your greatness and tenacity, the discipline. And yet there's still so much I haven't faced. You give me the intelligence and the knowledge and that we're not alone, and each and every one of us is suffering somehow from something. And being conditioned, not having our own thoughts, and being taught so much lies, and having to discover that truth for ourselves, and knowing that the path of truth is the most difficult path that you can walk down because you're being slain over and 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 over, to a point that as a warrior, as a servant, you want it to end, but walking in faith means walking in blindness. It means walking in truth. Trusting that no matter how much you're slain over and over and over and over and over, to trust that you're in the most loving hands of God, of your higher self, of the Lord. And a lot of the times it doesn't feel that way because it hurts. It hurts. But you honor it and you embrace it, and you look at yourself as if am I crazy? Am I crazy for embracing the pain? To not create the next step to be painful, or to not even think that you're creating the next step because you're not, is humbleness, humility. You're not the doer. You're not doing any of it. He's doing all of it. And even with that thought, that can be so scary because that's ultimate surrender. Knowing that each step that you take in your life is his doing. The all-knowing. And then you are so aware that his consciousness is so beyond yours. That's a small human, even small soul, with a borrowed spirit, a borrowed mind, a borrowed body. Everything's borrowed. It's all his consciousness, all his wisdom. And to know how much one can hold, imagine how much there is within multitude of universes, an infinite source. but yet being placed on a planet of suffering, you can't help but to feel bad. Because even if you're here to liberate other people from their suffering, you had to suffer so much. And you had to do it alone a lot of the times, and you had to release your attachments, release family, release friends, or even just release the idea that they were your family and they were your friends, because at the end of the day, you know evil versus goodness when others have your back versus when they don't. So how can you call them family and how can you call them friends? Yeah, walking down the path of truth is not easy, but it brings resilience, compassion, nurturing, understanding, and so much empathy. For those who are so much involved in their suffering that they can't see goodness when it's in front of them. I've been down so many paths. You've been down so many paths that to explain to others at times it brings out insecurity. When you're just explaining how much suffering that you had to go through to get to where you are now. In Hawaii. A new path is being created and placed out in front of me, and I chose to sit in my own solitude because that's where I found home to be. Chant and be freaking happy.